Yo. Welcome back to I Never Saw, the series that unexpectedly became my second most viewed series, right behind my coverage of Ninjago Crystallized on this channel. Last time we left off with Season 10, March of the Yoni, but there's been a couple of changes since Season 10. Well, for starters, there's been a change of animation management because Film wanted to move on to other projects and was no longer animating Masters of Spinjitzu. So it was picked up by Wild Brain Studios, and the weird thing is that the subtitle Masters of Spinjitzu was dropped for this new era of the series, so it's technically considered a different series, but it's in the same canon. It's weird, but yeah. The Hageman brothers were the primary writers of the show up to that point, with the exception of Day of the Departed Season 7 and some of the later episodes in the later years. They announced that they weren't going to be writing the show anymore and they were going to be handing it to new writers. So already this seems like a problem. It seems worrisome, but I've already seen some of what Wild Brain has done with Crystallized. Almost everybody seems to love the direction that Ninjago has gone in, so I am expecting it to be good. So with all of that against it, I still have faith that this is going to be a good, serviceable season. I have faith in this show, and it's not like everybody from the creative team was gone. There's still some of them left around, so let's give them a chance. Join me for this edition of I Never Saw Ninjago, Season 11, The Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu. Okay, wow. I just finished watching Season 11, and I gotta say that I was wrong. You know, I thought that this is probably going to be a mediocre or, like average season, but I can gladly say that I was wrong, and it's a pretty solid season. I think it was very well executed, especially in the latter half, which is the ice chapter. I really, really loved the ice chapter. The fire chapter was okay too. I'd say it leans a little bit closer to average. But the ice chapter was absolutely amazing. I love that version of the story. I have some criticisms in the way of like the random one-off episodes. There's a few of them sprinkled throughout the season that don't really have a huge connection to what's going on when it comes to the plot. I don't think those were necessary. I mean, the season is long enough as it is. I'm recording this at 4:30 in the morning, so I have the right to say that because I decided to binge the entire season, so that's quite a long time there, guys. Seeing Kai without his powers this season hit differently than it has before, and, this season was pretty dark, when it came to the stories of the Ice Emperor and, Zane being brainwashed and everything and him doing all these terrible things. They treat the people who have been frozen like they've died, which they haven't, except for, Akita's village, which is kind of messed up, but whatever. The writers and the animation studio, they were different, but they handled it very, very well, and I feel like they did Ninjago proud. I have to say I loved the callbacks to previous seasons, like the pilot season with the training course fail thing at the beginning of the season was really awesome, and the Resistance callback from Season 9 was awesome, and the theme starts playing. That was amazing. Nice touch there, guys. I really, really loved it. You know, the characters in this season were they were handled very, very well. There was some very emotional moments in this season. And, you know, Zane's message is very, very touching, makes anybody tear up. And, you know, it was crazy. You know, these new villains were very, very heartless and consumed with anger and rage. And it was very interesting to see two different villains that were very similar. But yeah, this was very interesting. I was glad to see that it felt like Ninjago and it wasn't too far separated from what had come before. But the next season is a video game season, so that's going to be pretty different. But we had we've had video game stuff before, like within Ninjago Rebooted, so I have faith that they'll execute it just fine. So make sure to join me next time for the next edition of I Never Saw Ninjago Prime Empire. And remember, the resistance never quits.